I'm Brent Hanna. I'm the Administrative Director for the Center for Transplant Services here at the University of Tennessee Medical Center. I'm excited to be with you today to share some information about a very important topic, and that's the topic of organ transplantation and living donation. I have some special guests with me today, and first I'm going to introduce Dr. Alex Contafio. He is one of our very skilled and talented living donor transplant surgeons.
Thanks, Brent. I just want to take a moment and talk about living donation and draw some relevance to what an amazing thing it was that you did. As a transplant surgeon, I've been around it for a little while, not too long, but long enough to have some things become routine. But one thing that never becomes routine is that awe-inspiring gift of a living donor that comes forward with over 90,000 people on the waiting list for kidney transplant, an average of 3 to 5 years of waiting time. What you've done is skip that form. And no matter how many times I do it, I'll always appreciate what a gift it is.
Fantastic. Thank you, Dr. Contafio. Our next guest is Andy Cordell. We're excited to have him with us today. He's actually just less than a month out from his kidney transplant. So, Andy, can you tell us a little bit about your experience and what kidney failure was like and how that impacted your life?
Sure. In January of this year, I was diagnosed with renal failure. I went for a checkup and come back. I got a call the next day and they told me that I only had 5% kidney function. So I had to start dialysis immediately. I did that for about 3 months, and then I switched over to peritoneal dialysis and started doing it at home. I'm thankful for the technology of dialysis, but with the peritoneal dialysis, I was on it 9 hours every night, and my whole life really got the schedule of my life and just the way I had to handle things got changed with dialysis and kidney failure. So, it's really been a roller coaster of a ride all year long, but I'm at a brighter spot now.
Fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. And next we have a very special guest, Miss Jenny Curry. Jenny has known Andy for 24 years. She knew him first as a friend, then as a brother-in-law, and now he knows her as his life-saving living kidney donor. So, Jenny, thank you for being with us today. And can you tell us a little bit about your experience? How did Andy's diagnosis impact your life and the life of your family? And what led you to think, maybe I can be a living donor?
Okay, I was actually in the room with Tracy and Andy when they got the diagnosis. And like Andy said, it just immediately changes your whole life. We just had to rearrange everything in order to make sure that Andy could have the appropriate treatments that he needed. And it took the entire family making changes to our schedules to see to it that we could take care of Andy. But standing there that day when it was said he's going to need a kidney transplant, I immediately knew in my heart, I want to be tested. I want to know if I can do this. So we started the journey. I made the phone call, and I just knew inside that I wanted to do this. And there's nothing greater than having the opportunity to give the gift of life. And I'll never forget the morning that Linda Walker called me, and I finally got the official yes, because this was a process, several months. And that morning when she called me, it was so overwhelming. And I immediately went into, how am I going to tell Andy? And I had all these different thoughts going through my head. But the only thing that seemed appropriate was to tell him face to face. So I was at my work, and I got in the car, and I drove straight to Andy to tell him, it's official, you have a kidney.
Fantastic story. And obviously you did it. You went all the way through the process.
Yes.
So again, less than 1 month out from donating a kidney and saving your brother-in-law's life. What would you say to other folks out there regarding living donation if they're considering doing it?
If you have 1 ounce of a thought inside of you to be a donor, I would say please make the phone call. Find out in your area what you need to do to get on the list. Be tested. The first step, know if you're the same blood type. It does not hurt to inquire, to get information. It doesn't hurt to make the phone call, and I can tell you from experience, they take excellent care of you. you are tested, to the utmost, to where there's no concern, there's no worry. Your health is number one. So once you get the okay from the medical team, once you make that decision in your heart, you are good to go. And it's a perfect journey. It's a perfect experience. So I encourage you, please do it. Make the phone call and save someone's life today.
So I just wanted, if you're viewing this and thinking, what can I do about the organ donation and transplant situation today in our country? Today, just to give you a snapshot of our situation, we have 300 individuals on our list here at University of Tennessee Medical Center waiting on a life-saving kidney today. So the demand is high, but the supply is short. So asking you to consider a couple of things. So what you can do is first register to be a organ donor. So if you haven't registered to be an organ donor, register to be an organ donor. If you have registered or are considering registering, then discuss that with your family. Make sure your family or your close friends, those that will make decisions about your life, know what your decision is about being an organ donor.